Welcome to Deep Dive Defense, military and aerospace enthusiasts. Over here we give rare insights you won't hear elsewhere. Today we review the performance of Iran's Army Air Defense Force during the 12-day conflict between Iran and Israel and take a deep look at its modern 15th Khordad SAM system. This separate branch, alongside the IRGC Aerospace Force, is tasked with protecting Iran's airspace. To many Western observers, it superficially appeared that Iran had abandoned the air defense of its western and northwestern border provinces, the primary targets of Israel during the 12-day conflict. Before we analyze the IRGC Aerospace Force's air defense performance in a future separate video, we will first assess the Army Air Defense Force's performance and examine one of its key modern surface-to-air missile systems, the 15th Khordad. While IRGC Aerospace Force SAM systems enjoy the option to remain inside hardened tunnel complexes, rendering them largely immune to strikes, such protective infrastructure is considerably scarcer for the Army Air Defense Force. Consequently, we need to understand the scenario Israel created for the Air Defense Force during the conflict. A surprise attack employing high-end standoff weapons previously unseen in any conflict, coupled with covert sabotage assets operating inside Iran, and firing autonomous missile and drones from pre-prepared launch positions. Here the only viable order which could be issued to the Army Air Defense Force is dispersion and concealment, instead of standing ground. Iran had started to seriously pursue re-equipping the Army Air Defense Force with modern indigenous SAM systems for around 10 years. Therefore, the quantity of available SAM batteries remains significantly lower than that of evolved air defense forces like those of Russia and China, which have maintained steady SAM system production for decades. Furthermore, systems like the 15th Khordad are designed to only cover the medium and high-altitude spectrum within an layered integrated air defense system. However, Iran ranks among the most mountainous countries on the planet. Threats, such as Israeli miniature terrain masking, cruise missiles like the Icebreaker, or one-way attack drones like the Harap, can exploit mountain valleys to slip through and completely evade systems like the 15th Khordad. These factors should adjust expectations regarding the Army Air Defense Force and clarify its posture during the 12-day conflict. When the order for dispersion, camouflage, and emission silence is issued, the Air Defense Force becomes temporarily inactive until it regroups and reactivates. One initial blow the Air Defense Force suffered from Israeli strikes was the targeting of its long-range early warning radar network. This network primarily consists of legacy static radar stations dating back to the 70s Shah era, which are naturally easy targets for long-range air-launched aeroballistic missiles systematically launched during a well-planned surprise attack. Since the loss of this primary sensor network was inevitable, the Army Air Defense Force was prepared to replace this network of continuously active peacetime sensors with its mobile, wartime replacement. This survivable and redundant network is based primarily on the Matla al-Fajr 2 VHF band, low-cost mobile long-range radars. Only after this secondary, highly redundant mobile network for wartime operations had relocated and activated, SAM systems like the 15th Khordad could receive orders to activate and engage potential intrusions by Israeli manned aircraft into Iranian airspace. Now, let us examine the system that is likely among the most numerous of the new generation of Iranian-made SAM systems within the Army Air Defense Force, the 15th Khordad, medium to long-range surface-to-air missile system. Its story began with the Army Air Defense Force's Talash project, which transformed the existing S-200 long-range surface-to-air missile sites into hybrid ones, using the Sayyad-2 and Sayyad-3 medium to long-range surface-to-air missiles. The work and effort on this lineage of SAM systems extended to a new system, the 15th Khordad. While the Talash system incorporated components of the S-200 SAM, the new 15th Khordad needed to be a completely new standalone SAM system, with its own search and engagement radars, yet still retaining the launchers and missiles of the Sayyad-2 and Sayyad-3 from the Talash system. As advanced efforts like the Bavar 373 long-range surface-to-air missile were underway, the existing manufacturing infrastructure of the Defense Ministry was utilized to create a SAM system that could be available for service in the short term. The system was unveiled to the public in 2019, and the main difference from the Talash system was the inclusion of the Najem 804 S-band Active Electronic Steered Array (AESA) radar. This radar is related to the IRGC Aerospace Force's Najem 802 series, used in their Khordad SAM system. And the mobile truck-mounted radar is a suitable choice for volume search and target acquisition. The Najem 804 features advantages such as low peak emission levels, side lobe canceling, digital beamforming for 3D scanning of the airspace, and the capability to be used as a multifunctional array, including establishing missile up and down links. Although the Najem 804 was shown to the public in 2017, the variant for the 15th Khordad had an important addition: 2 low-power missile uplink antennas, confirming that the radar would be used as a fire control radar. However, the S-band operation of the radar is not suitable for the semi-active radar homing seeker of a missile in the size class of the 120-kilometer range Khordad 3, which is the main missile variant for the 15th Khordad system. Therefore, it is believed that the 15th Khordad variant shown in 2019 actually uses Khordad 3 variants with an active radar homing seeker. This approach was unusual for the Air Defense Force and Iran in general due to the increased cost of an active radar homing seeker and its relatively low robustness against enemy countermeasures and interference. The Talash system's solution, the OFOC mechanically steered illumination radar, was deemed legacy technology because it only allows for single or sequential engagements, not the near-simultaneous ones required for a state-of-the-art SAM system. The initial impression that using active radar homing guided missiles was now the Air Defense Force's preferred solution was corrected in 2021 with the unveiling of the Jushan passive electronically steered array radar. Initially, it might seem illogical to switch back to a semi-active radar homing guided missile when active radar homing had been achieved, especially since Iran had already created X-band AESA arrays radars for the 3rd Khordad and the Bavar 373. However, this change made sense since the 15th Khordad could now be upgraded into a deadlier system using the track via missile technique or the more advanced seeker-aided ground guidance technique, SAGG. This guidance method requires a high-power engagement radar that can create a detailed target solution at 120-kilometer range, under jamming conditions, and against objects with a small radar cross-section. A PISA array can be more cost-efficient if performance is the goal, especially in engagement radars that operate only for short periods and hence don't face the single point of failure problem that PISA designs often face with continuous operation. With the high power of the Jushan radar's PISA array, the system can track the target from the ground, and the seeker of the Khordad 3 missile can view the target from its direct approach, creating a bistatic arrangement between the ground radar and the missile. Combining signal analysis between 2 sources with SAG guidance or TVM makes jamming of such a SAM system highly difficult. It is possible that Iran acquired the technology for the Jushan radar when it received the S-300 PMU-2 from Russia during the mid-2010s. The S-300 PMU-2 employs the same type of PISA array and SAG guidance. This comparison between the S-300 and the 15th Khordad, particularly with the Jushan engagement radar upgrade, is intriguing. The S-300 versions of the late 70s and 80s had a shorter range compared to the 120-kilometer range of the 15th Khordad, with only the S-300 PM achieving a longer range of 150 kilometers. Nevertheless, the ranges remain comparable and within the same class. All components of the 15th Khordad SAM system are mounted on trucks with some off-road capability, making them easily concealable as civilian trucks. The system also features a unified data link for all its components, allowing each component to be distanced significantly from each other, thereby reducing the visible and detectable footprint. In terms of firepower, the system claims the capability to engage 6 targets simultaneously, with configurations using either 3 or 6 launch vehicles. Thus, in saturation scenarios, a single 15th Khordad battery can generate a significant firepower. A notable visual difference of the 15th Khordad launchers is the exhaust gas ramp behind the cabin, which facilitates launches at any azimuth angle of 360 degrees. The survivability of the battery is also enhanced by the presence of the Jushan PISA radar. This radar has an emergency search capability in case the Najem 804 search and acquisition radar is disabled. It is also likely that some of the missiles in the battery are equipped with active radar homing seeker Khordad 3 and Khordad 2 variants, enabling continued operation even if the Jushan engagement radar is disabled. The active radar homing seeker Sayad-3 also provides the capability to target terrain-masking targets that dive to evade the line of sight of the ground radar. In such scenarios, the predicted path of the target is interpolated, and the Sayad-3 dives into the general region, attempting to acquire and lock onto the target. Although this autonomous lock-on mode poses risks in terms of friend or foe identification, it remains an available emergency capability against difficult targets, believed to have been integrated into the 15th Khordad SAM system. The Israeli Air Force employs terrain masking behind mountains to launch their standoff weapons against vital regions. The 15th Khordad, equipped with active radar seeker Sayad-3, could be a solution to engage the opponent's aircraft in such scenarios, a capability even advanced SAM systems such as the Buk M2 lack. In summary, the 15th Khordad is likely among the most cost-effective solutions for long-range air defense, utilizing commercial components like trucks and the inexpensive Sayad-3 SAM with its semi-active radar homing seeker main variant. The popularity of the 15th Khordad also lead to the related Armin SAM system, which is a topic on its own. All the details and features of the 15th Khordad explains why the Air Defense Force selected this SAM system for its intended role of engagements at ranges up to 120 kilometers and high altitudes, making it a key component of the integrated air defense system of the Army Air Defense Force. So that's all for today. If you liked it, give a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. It really makes a difference in the YouTube algorithm and is a great support to the channel. The real enthusiast can become members and given access to exciting membership area material. Thanks for your support and motivation. See you next time.